Hello, Internet. Sitting here with Ben with Sharp and Ready. I'd love to have him introduce himself out to all of you before we get going and learning more about him here.
All right. Well, hello, Internet. Hello, everybody in the room. My name is Ben Kieser, and I'm with Sharp and Ready, and I do knife and tool sharpening and restoration services. And it is officially 1 year since I did my first visit to Scent a year ago this week at the open house. So it's been a wonderful year. So
That's awesome. Hey, Ben, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
my phone number is 719-747-6064, and my website is sharpnready.com, just like Sharp and Ready. And I also have a Facebook page and a Nextdoor page and a Google page.
Sounds like they can find you
Lots of
online
places.
or they can just call you direct.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've already mentioned it's been a year in business. It's always exciting that first year.
Yes.
Tell me about the roller coaster ride that you've been on so far.
It's been a very exciting roller coaster, and I was very surprised at how I was showing up on the top of Google more often than not, way when I even first started. First weekend in was Memorial Day weekend at a farmer's market last year, and then the following week, a guy literally found me on Google, and they just searched knife sharpening, and somehow I was at the top of the list. And so learned a lot of new sharpening techniques. We do all kinds of services. One of the really neat things that we were able to expand into this year was sharpening salon and grooming shear blades. And my wife was able to start that endeavor.
That's fantastic.
And so that's been really exciting, and it's been wonderful to be able to sharpen a lot of knives for people here in Scent, and it's been a wonderful experience.
That's awesome. If you, looking back on the first year, if there was one thing you could change, what would it have been? What is the one thing you would have done different in that first year?
I would have told myself to start more simple and get good with just one piece of equipment at a time, rather than trying to get into everything. Like I was, buying grinders and all sorts of different tools, which are very helpful and necessary. And there's a space for it because, there's multiple ways to sharpen things. And there are ways that, are more efficient or easier than others. And so that's kind of the beautiful thing about this art, is that you can do what works for you, and you can do just as phenomenal as another guy who's doing a different method. And so you can really easily make it your own. But it's very easy to go in there and be getting all the different tools, because I didn't want to be having to say no to people who wanted serrated blades done. But to try and figure out the way that I like to do serrated knives, took a lot of different tools and a lot of different practice.
So it sounds like you learned a lot this first year. One of the big things that I'm kind of picking up is, did you figure out what your ideal customer looks like? What's that ideal customer? What are they looking for? What are you not? What are you kind of steering away from now? And things of that nature. Kind of help coach the internet here on who's the best fit for you for a customer.
Anybody with a knife, really. And so if people who like to cook or like to be able to cook easier and not have to slice and chop things so hard, it's much easier for the typical everyday person to be able to bring their knives to me. I would love to be able to do commercial for kitchens and stuff, and I certainly can, but it's going to be much easier for a person that isn't a commercial kitchen to bring their knives to me, where I can sharpen it for them, get them back usually the same day or the day after.
Yeah.
And so that's typically the ideal customers is, business to person. We're trying also to get out more into salons and upholstery shops and things like that.
Sounds good. You've had some big accomplishments in your first year. Would you like to speak about some of those accomplishments?
Certainly. I'm very blessed to be able to have 53 5-star reviews on my Google page within the first year. And so thank you to all of you who have left a review for me. There's many of you in here that have, and you as well did. So I appreciate every single one of them. And through that and through this wonderful group here, we won Best of the Springs gold for knife and tool sharpening. Thank you. And I mean, it was not easy because the two other sharpeners that were on there are, phenomenal sharpeners and have probably been doing it even longer than me. And so it was a very formidable competition that I had. So coming out on top was a wonderful surprise.
So what do you have in store for us for year 2?
Year 2, well, I'm able to start doing a little bit more advertising, so starting to get a little bit more budget on that. All the things of trying to figure out the Google and the website and everything, all that is thankfully up and running. I'm excited about the farmers markets that we're doing this summer. We're doing the farmers market downtown at Acacia Park on Sundays, and so that has been wonderful. And hopefully later this year, we would like to be able to invest in sharpening clipper blades for groomers, dog groomers. And so that'll be critical because several of the other, I'm not aware of any other sharpener here in Colorado Springs that does the clipper blades for the electronic clippers themselves for dog groomers. So that would be huge for our business.
That's fantastic.
So $3,500 machine.
That's awesome. So when you're doing farmers markets, are you doing live sharpening for people there at the facility where you're sharpening them there on site, or are they turning them in and getting them back later? What's that look like?
Both. Usually my main goal for farmers markets is to just be able to sharpen people's pocket knives that they happen to have on them as they're walking by. Now, some of them actually were saying that, I wish that I was hoping that there'd be a sharpener here today, and there I was. And so a couple of people actually did bring their knives anticipating one to be there. So that was really exciting to be able to take care of them. It's also just getting the word out about what we sharpen. I'm also trying to provide some low-cost knives just that people can buy and kind of have a little bit of a, something to display on the table. And
Nice.
I do a free sharpening for those blades that I'm selling. And one client at the farmer's market bought a teeny little miniature battle axe from another vendor, and they came back to me and I sharpened it for them. And that was the smallest thing that I have ever sharpened, where the blade was probably about a half-inch long.
So it was
that
the
was
biggest
something.
thing you've ever sharpened?
Yeah.
I'm curious. What's the biggest thing
what
you've
was
ever?
the biggest thing?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I've ever sharpened was a 42-inch battle sword, and that was something on my 1-inch by 18-inch sander, which are better tools for that, but it did a phenomenal job. That's same weekend, I sharpened a spear from a Renaissance festival, and both of them had no sharpening whatsoever. So the blade was the edge was literally about 3 millimeters thick, wouldn't even cut butter.
Yeah.
And I got them razor sharp. And just the other day, I sharpened a railroad spike that had 2 edges on it, and so that was really interesting. I really like taking very dirty, rusty, old tools or knives, and just people that think that they're chipped and broken tipped to where they're irrecoverable, and basically making them brand new again.
That's fantastic.
Like I did with one of your hatchets.
Yes. Oh, trust me. I know what you did for that thing. That thing was almost 60 years old. So,
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, Ben, we are almost out of time. I'd love to remind the internet one more time the best way to get in touch with you.
Phone number again, 719-747-6064. Website is sharpnready.com.
The gold standard of Colorado Springs in sharpening, right?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Thank you much, sir.
All righty, thank you.